Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Blue Jay Acres. So yesterday I ended up posting a homesteading video, and I think I'm going to start what's called Homestead Tuesday. That just kind of gives me a day out of the kitchen and a day that everybody can kind of fend for themselves and I'm not filming. So Charles films for you guys all weekend, and a lot of you want to know what's going on here on the homestead as well. So I feel like that is a great way to put it in and still make sure you guys get a video every day. So today we are going to do though another full day meals. Thank you guys so much for all the information you gave about the shoulder. I will tell you it is starting to feel a little bit better. Finally I'm getting some relief. I've been taking it much easier. It hurts the most at night when I go to bed and in the morning when I wake up. But it was running all the way down my arm, all the way down to my fingers, the pain. And now it's pretty much still just like right here is where it's maintaining the pain. So I'm not worried that I tore my rotator cuff. I think I more just sprained it or, you know, pulled it. So thank goodness for that. But everything I've read about that and from what you guys have said too is it still can take a really long time for that to get better. So I'm gonna get some of the creams you guys suggested and see if I can't get rid of this pain. And I will try some ice on it too as well. So thank you guys again for all your wonderful suggestions. All right, let's jump into it. We're doing more of a brunch and dinner because it's already 11 and I'm just now starting breakfast. All right, so this morning we are gonna make some oat banana pancakes for kind of a brunch. It's already 11:30. I'm gonna start here with 1.5 cups of oats. Two teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. That's it for my dry ingredients. So I'm gonna blend this up so it becomes like the flour. Next, I'm going to add 2 eggs, a teaspoon or a little more of vanilla. I'm going to start with 1/2 cup of milk. And then I have about 2 bananas here. Now mine were frozen, so I just hid them in the defrost in the microwave. Then I'm going to blend this up, and if I need to, I'll add a little bit more milk. Alright, I think that looks good. So I'm going to let this sit for just a few minutes while my griddle heats up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just melt a little bit of butter, or you can leave that out. And just use a spray if you want. Or coconut oil would be good. Then I'm just going to pour my batter on. And we'll just wait for those to get nice and bubbly. Okay, so these are big and fluffy and ready to be flipped. Next time I would add a little bit more milk just because we like them thinner, but I still think these will be really good. Alright guys, I'm just gonna top this here with some of this pure maple syrup. And then I'm gonna be your taste tester today, so let's try it. That is very, very, very good. If you like bananas, it tastes like bananas. So you gotta like bananas. But what a great twist on oats. And you get tired of eating oats all the time. These are really, really good. And a much healthier version of pancakes. I'm gonna go eat, and I'm probably gonna have to make a second batch of these. So let me tell you real quick, those pancakes are way more filling. I did not need to make a second batch. Way more filling than just your normal pancakes. So keep that in mind if you give those a try. But definitely, definitely recommend, if you like bananas, try those. They are absolutely wonderful. All right, so it is about 3 o'clock. We actually do want a little bit of lunch, not much, so we're just gonna keep it light. Charles will be home until 6, so we won't eat until like 7 or 8. So I need to use up some beans. So I'm gonna use a can of chickpeas, and I'm gonna make what's called chickpea salad. When Kate and I were plant-based a while back, a few years ago, it was one of our favorite things to have. It's like tuna salad, but with chickpeas. And if you guys remember seeing my pantry tour, I have a ton of beans down there. So I'm gonna use up a can of this chickpeas, and here's how you make it. Okay, I'm just making this tiny little bowl of it. So I'm just gonna take some celery, and I like to cut it small so you don't get too big of bites in. And some onion. I'm just doing 1 can of chickpeas, so I don't need tons of onion, just some. Okay, now I'm gonna just drain my can of chickpeas and rinse them, and I'm gonna put them in here, in this bowl. And then I'm just gonna kind of cut in and smash them up, cut them up. Chickpeas like this actually taste a lot like tuna. Another way we like to make it is without the celery and the onion and all of that. You just add hot sauce and make a wrap. Just some hot sauce. It's really, really good. Like Frank's hot sauce. It's like a buffalo chickpea salad. Okay, I'm going to add our celery and onion. Gonna add some mayonnaise, some mustard. I'm gonna add a little dry parsley, a little bit of dill, a little bit of salt, A little bit of pepper. And then just stir this up. And normally I get out my big knife, but I want these are just gonna be fine with just this knife to cut it out because a thicker piece will be nice. And we just normally eat this open face, so just take some and put it on like this, no top. There you have it, that's it. A chickpea salad sandwich. That's very good. Very good, very simple and fast to make. Okay, dinner tonight, we are gonna have pizza. We haven't had pizza in a while. So I'm doing 2 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of yeast. I'm just gonna stir this. And now I'm gonna let that sit for a minute and get foamy. Right now that's starting to get foamy. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 4 cups of flour. If you guys have not tried this pizza crust recipe, it is on our website and it is so good. Now, I'm just gonna slowly knead this for about 5 minutes and then we're gonna let it rest for about 10. Okay, so now I'm gonna let this just sit and rest for about 5 minutes, long enough that I'm going to preheat my oven to 425. Now the dough is a little bit sticky, but that's okay because we will add the cornmeal to the bottom of our dish and we'll kind of add a little more flour when we knead it in. Okay, so now our dough has rested. I'm just going to kind of punch it down because it's rising a little bit. And then on my 2 baking sheets here, or pizza pans, stones, there we go. I'm gonna add some cornmeal. Now somebody always asks why the cornmeal. This is to keep it from sticking, and it also gets just a really good crunch on the bottom. A good crunch and a good taste. Okay, then I'm just gonna divide it into 2. It's still pretty sticky. That's all good. I don't think the whole wheat soaks stuff up as good as the white does. I think that's the difference. But I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of wheat flour on top of each. And then I'm gonna use my rolling pin. You could just push it out with your hands. You don't have to use a rolling pin. I just like to because this dough rolls really nicely with the rolling pin. So I feel like it just kind of goes faster. And then to keep my crust from getting soggy in the middle and cooking through really good, I am just going to preheat it, pre-cook it for about 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna poke this with a fork, roll out the other one, and these will bake at 425 for about 10 minutes. I like to overlap my edges a little bit because the crust puffs up. It just keeps your pizza like the full size. So So the only couple things that I need to prep, I already went ahead and grated our cheese. I've got these tomatoes that needed used up. And in fact, one was so good, I gotta see which one. I've got some mushrooms that I'm gonna use. So I need to rinse those real quick. I have onions, but I went ahead and just cut those up when we did onions at lunch. Then my green peppers are frozen from my garden. I just got them out to defrost, and I had already chopped them when I froze them. And then I need to cut some spinach and some olives up. So that's what I gotta do real quick. And I know this is not the right knife to do this. It's just the one that I had out. It's a fillet knife. So what is your guys' favorite toppings on pizza? I love a veggie pizza. That's my favorite. I am going to put pepperoni and cheese on Charles's. But I love all the veggies. Most of my girls love veggies. Jake loves a meat pizza. He probably likes sardines. Theo will eat this pizza. Luke will not, but Theo will. He loves homemade pizza. But he likes just cheese. So I will leave one tiny bit of the pepperoni pizza with just cheese. If it was up to Ronnie, it would be full of olives. But I just like a little bit of olives. Alright, so here's our pre-baked crust. One of them. To that, I'm just going to add some pizza sauce, half a jar. Next year, hopefully I've got, or this year, I get enough tomatoes to make all my own pizza sauce and everything and have it ready to go. Okay, and then I'm going to do some Parmesan cheese. Then I'm going to start spreading on my veggies. The lettuce, or the spinach, olives, the veggie pizza seems to take the longest to go. Some tomatoes, onion, I'll put a little bit of this on Charles's. Mushrooms, that's probably one of my favorite pizza toppings. These mushrooms, I love them. Green peppers. I'll put a little bit of that on Charles's. He really doesn't like all that stuff on, but then when I make it with it on, he always goes, oh, that's so good. And then some cheese. Alright, now this one is ready to go back in the oven. On to the next one. This is going to do the rest of the sauce. And I'm going to do this little bit of veggies I got here. But I'm not going to do it on this one little section over here for Theo. That way he gets just cheese. And then I make sure I get good cheese on this side for Theo. And I'd forgotten the Parmesan cheese, so we'll do that now. Alright, I grated just a little bit more cheese. Make sure it's got enough. And next will be pepperoni. I forgot to tell you guys, I did get Luke to take a bite of those banana pancakes that I made this morning. He didn't want more than a bite, but hey, I'll take it. Someone had asked how am I going to do his pancakes. I'm going to have to sift the flour and see if I can't get him to eat it with the whole wheat. If I sift it, it's supposed to not really taste that much different. So I'm hoping that it won't. I'll have to try that soon. He hasn't wanted pancakes in a little while because he's been making them in therapy on Wednesdays. So he hasn't wanted them much when we're at home. Alright, I'm going to pop this in the oven. And now I'm gonna clean up my mess. All right, so here are the pizzas. The veggie got a little done. That's all right, I just got sidetracked. It'll still be wonderful. And I gotta let these cool though, and then I'll have Charles do a taste test of the pepperoni. Hello guys, it is the next day, and I did not show you a homesteading video yesterday, even though I opened this saying a Homestead Tuesday. That is my plan. Sorry, there just ended up being no video yesterday. And I also was going to do a taste test on the pizza, which actually turned out really good. It was a little overcooked on the veggie, but the pepperoni was perfect. And I fell asleep waiting for Charles to come in. So I was wore out and I just fell asleep. So there you have it. I didn't close the video or anything. So I am closing it now. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope all of you guys have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye everybody, I'll see you tomorrow.